Good morning, students. You are welcome to today's class. I believe you are all prepared for the class. Get seated with your writing materials and avoid any form of distraction as we continue. Today we'll be treating an interesting topic together again, titled Farm Animal Parasite. Farm Animal Parasite. But before we continue, let's quickly look to the correction to previous assignment. Corrections to previous assignments. Remember, in last class, you were asked to state the general symptoms of animal diseases. General symptoms of animal diseases. One we have here is loss of weight, loss of appetite, general weakness, and rise in temperature. These are the general symptoms of animal diseases. Remember, we stated different diseases of farm animal. We have treated all, and we stated the symptoms and the corrective measures. All the diseases that affect farm animals, these are the general symptoms. Each of these diseases have their own symptoms, but loss of weight, loss of appetite, general weakness, and rise in temperature are all common to the animal diseases. Let's take note of that as we continue. In respect to today's topic, you are expected to know of the fine parasites at the end of the topic, classify farm animal parasites into two, discuss each classes of animal parasite. This is the stated objective for today. Let's take note of that, what you are expected to know at the end of the topic. So let's take note of that as we continue. Let's look to the meaning of farm animal parasite. Farm animal parasite. Parasite is an organism which lives and derives its food from another organism called host. They are organisms that live and derive their food from other organisms called host. The parasite gain while the host suffer. Both are organisms. They are both organisms. One lives inside the body of another. The one that lives inside the body of the other is called parasite. The parasite gain while the host suffers severe damages. Let's take note of that. Classification of farm animal parasite. Classification of farm animal parasite. Farm animal parasites are classified into two. One, we have endoparasite. Endo or internal parasite. This parasite lives inside the body of their host. Example, tapeworm, roundworm, liver fluke, plasmodium, and so on. We have many examples of endoparasite. They live and derive their food from their host, usually inside the body of the host. Ectoparasite, as well known as external parasite. Ectoparasite lives outside the body of the host, as endoparasite lives inside the host. Ectoparasite lives outside their host. Example, we have tick, lice, and different kind of flies, as you can see in this diagram. Have housefly as a very good example of ectoparasite. Tick as a very good example of ectoparasite. This is called tick. This is called housefly. Take note of that. endoparasite, and ectoparasite. Let's quickly look at tapeworm as endoparasite. Tapeworm as endoparasite. This is a very good picture of a tapeworm. Tapeworm is a two-host parasite in which man is the primary host, while cow and pig is the secondary host. Man is the primary host, so has man as the primary host, while cow and pig is the secondary host. When swallowed by the secondary host, it enters into the bloodstream, causing different illness. The secondary host takes it in, maybe through grazing. It enters into their bloodstream and it causes different illness. There are two major kinds of tapeworm or types of tapeworm. One is called pork tapeworm, that is of pig, Tiana solium, and the other is beef tapeworm. These are the two major kinds of tapeworm, Tiana saginata. The two kinds of tapeworm or two types of tapeworm, we have pork tapeworm and we have beef tapeworm. This is beef tapeworm. Take note of this. Economic importance or effects of tapeworm. What are the effects of tapeworm in this animal system? 1. Anemia. Anemia. Remember when we were treating farm animal diseases, we made mention of anemia as well, which means blood deficiency. Because the organism or the parasite has entered into the bloodstream of the animal, it reduces their blood, resulting to shortage of blood. 2. It causes hunger. It causes hunger. The animals will always require to eat. Because the animals, the organisms, the parasite itself is feeding on the host. 3. Abdominal pains or discomfort. Abdominal pains or discomfort. In terms of man, when man is affected by tapeworm, you discover that children usually hold up down their abdomen. They always have pains around the pelvic or generally in the stomach. This is mainly caused as a result of tapeworm effect. Let's take note of that. Abdominal pain or discomfort. Indigestion and vomiting. It can as well result to indigestion and vomiting. As well, general weakness. These are the effects or economic importance of tapeworm in the body. Control of tapeworm. How will you control tapeworm when the animals are being infected or man generally? 1 is regular deworming of infected people or animals. Regular deworming can help to control tapeworm. In terms of man, meat should be properly cooked before eating. People should avoid consuming undone meat. Meat should be properly cooked before eating. These are the two major ways of controlling tapeworm. I believe we are all following. Let's look to the second one called liver fluke. Liver fluke is as well an endoparasite. Liver fluke is an endoparasite with snail as the secondary host. Snail is the secondary host of liver fluke. Take note of that. This is a very good picture of snail. I believe we have all seen this before and we have eaten it. We have eaten snail or you have seen snail if you have not been able to consume it. This is a very good picture of a snail. Snail is usually affected by liver fluke. Effect of liver fluke. 1. We have drownness, liver rot, and can lead to sudden death. Death without symptom. Let's take note of that. Death without symptom. Control of liver fluke. How would you control liver fluke? 1. Maintaining good sanitary measures. Maintaining good sanitary measures. 2. Avoidance of wet pasture. Avoidance of wet pasture. Avoidance of wet pasture. Take note of that. It's very important. 3. Use lime to stop the hatching of liver fluke eggs. Use lime to stop the hatching of liver fluke eggs. Use lime to stop the hatching of liver fluke eggs in order to avoid snail being infected by liver fluke. Take note of this. Roundworm. Roundworm. Roundworm as well is an endoparasite. Roundworm is also an endoparasite. It reduces the blood of the host, thereby leading to anemia. We all know what anemia is. Just like tapeworm reduces anemia, causes anemia, roundworm as well causes anemia. They live inside the body of their host. They are endoparasite. Let's take note of that. Roundworm, tapeworm, liver fluke are endoparasites. Before we continue, pick up your pen and your notebook and write out the host of liver fluke, the secondary host of tapeworm, and the secondary host of roundworm. All right, let's continue. From there, the secondary host of roundworm is as well cow. That is the major secondary host of roundworm, and as well man. Just like tapeworm, man as a primary host. Control of roundworm. Control of roundworm. 1. Regular deworming with pulverizing drugs. Regular deworming. Just like tapeworm as well. Regular deworming of infected people. Then avoid contaminated water. Avoid contaminated water. The next one is tick. Tick is an arthropod. Tick is an arthropod. Let's take note of that. It has 4 pairs of jointed legs. It has 4 pairs of jointed legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 pairs of jointed legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a very good picture of tick with 4 pairs of jointed legs. There are 2 types of tick. 1, soft tick and hard tick. Take note of that. Economic importance of tick. Economic importance of tick. 1. It causes severe loss of blood or anemia. Just like tapeworm and roundworm, it causes severe loss of blood and anemia or anemia. 2. Emaciation or loss of weight. Emaciation or loss of weight. The animals definitely will lose weight because they have been eaten up by tick. If you have animals in your house, try to check up their external parts, because tick is an ectoparasite, not an endoparasite. Take note of that. Tick is an ectoparasite, not an endoparasite. It's a very good example of ectoparasite. It lives outside the body of the host. If you have dog, you can check very well. It can be found around the external part of dogs, cow, and different animals can be affected by tick. Let's take note of that. Which can cause emaciation and as well loss of weight. It bite causes great and serious irritation. You see, the skin of the animals will be severely irritated with patches, just like the disease we treated before called ringworm. The parasite eat up the external part of the animal, of the host, causing serious irritation. It can as well transmit tick fever and heart water disease, which we have treated under diseases of farm animals. Tick can transmit tick fever and heart water disease. Control of tick. Control of tick. If we do not want this parasite to attack host, you dip the animals in solution containing acaride. Animals should be regularly dipped into solution containing acaride. Then you spray animal bedding with insecticide. Since it's an external parasite or ectoparasite, animals' bedding can be sprayed with insecticide to destroy or kill the hatching of tick eggs. Then isolation of new stock. In order to avoid contamination with tick, you isolate new stock. When new animals are brought in the midst of other animals, you isolate them first to avoid the spread of tick disease. Burning of infected pastures in order to kill all types of tick. Infected pastures should be burnt. Once a farmer discovers that a pasture around the animals are infected, or one of the animals is infected by tick, the farmer should endeavor to burn the pastures around there to kill all types of tick. Take note of this. Let's quickly take a recap of what we have learned. Remember, we started up with the definition of parasite as organism that lives and derive its food from other organisms called host. The parasite gain while the host suffers severe damages. The parasite gain while the host suffered the severe damages. And we stated two types of parasite, which include endoparasite and ectoparasite. Endoparasite lives inside the body of the organism or inside the body of their host, while ectoparasite lives outside the body of their host. Example of endoparasite, we have tapeworm, roundworm, while example of ectoparasite, we have tick and other flies, could be housefly, tsetse fly, and so on. Then we have described tapeworm as two-host parasite in which man is the primary host Then cow and pig is the secondary host. We stated the economic importance of tick, economic importance of tapeworm, economic importance of roundworm, economic importance of tick, and so on. The control of tick, we have just stated it as isolation of new stock in order to avoid contamination with tick, burning all infected pastures in order to kill all types of tick. Let's take note of that. Then reference book. For further readings, you are expected to pick up Essentials of Agricultural Science for Junior Secondary by Ernest Chukwudi Ani, and as well Agricultural Science for JSS2 by S. Omosekechi. Let's go through these textbooks. They are very nice textbooks that we can identify this topic and read through very well. Assignments. 1. State 3 examples of endoparasite and ectoparasite specifically. State 3 examples of endoparasite and ectoparasite. Send your response to the email below, vera.okene@greenlandhall.org. vera.okene@greenlandhall.org. Thank you for listening. I remain Vera Okene. Bye.